Good afternoon students and welcome to today's lecture. Today we will be dealing with the structure of cell. We have studied that the cells are of different shapes, they are of different size and they are of different types. But irrespective of shape, size and type, all the cells, whether they are present in prokaryotic organisms or eukaryotic organisms, has three basic common structures. The first is the plasma membrane, and this plasma membrane is also called as the cell membrane. Second structure, it is the nucleus, and third structure, it is called as the cytoplasm. So all these structures are present in a typical cell, irrespective of its shape, size and type. Now we will be dealing one by one with the three basic structures, that is the plasma membrane, second nucleus, and third is the cytoplasm. Now what is actually meant by a plasma membrane? Most of the cell organelles such as mitochondria, lysosomes, chloroplasts, peroxisomes, Golgi, nucleus, they all consist of an outer membrane, and this outer membrane of the cell is called as the cell membrane or the plasma membrane. Okay, so this plasma membrane is actually a living membrane, and it is very thin, it is very delicate, soft, it is very elastic, and it is a semi-permeable membrane. Semi-permeable means it allows only selective molecules to pass inside the cell as well as to move outside the cell. Okay, so chemical analysis of this plasma membrane has shown that it consists of almost 75% phospholipids, while the other molecules which make up the plasma membrane are proteins, cholesterol and polysaccharides as well. What happened? In 1972, two scientists called Singer and Nicolson, they gave a model regarding the structure of the plasma membrane, and this model of the plasma membrane is called as the fluid mosaic model. Okay, what it consists of? It says that it consists of phospholipid bilayer, which means two layers of phospholipids. What are phospholipids? The phospholipids, they consist of a polar head. This is called as a polar head because it consists of charged phosphate group. What it consists of? Charged phosphate group. Okay. And the next is, it consists of two non-polar tails. And these are the non-polar tails. Okay. So the phospholipid bilayer, there are two layers of phospholipids. In these, the proteins are embedded. Now these proteins which are embedded in this are actually of two types. The first is the intrinsic proteins, which means the proteins which are embedded inside this phospholipid bilayer and they cannot be removed easily. They are non-soluble. Okay, so these are called as the intrinsic proteins, while some proteins are present only on the surface and they can easily be removed and they are soluble, and such type of proteins are called as extrinsic proteins. Okay, now this phospholipid bilayer, it has what? A hydrophilic head. Now what is meant by a hydrophilic head? Hydro means water and philic, hydro it means water and philic means loving, a water loving head. Okay, and a hydrophobic tails. Hydrophobic means, hydro means water again and phobic means fear. So water fearing or water repellent tails. Okay, so this structure basically is called as the fluid mosaic model. Besides, some of the glycolipids are also embedded, which comes out from the surface of the protein molecules. Okay, and they serve as the binding site or the antigen site. Okay, so this is about the structure of the plasma membrane. Now we will be dealing with another important structure of the cell, that is the nucleus. This nucleus, it is spherical in shape, it is large and it is centrally located, which means it is located in the center of the cell. Okay, so what happens? In this nucleus, it consists of two membranes, and these two membranes are called as the nuclear envelope. these two nuclear envelope have spaces between them, and sometimes what happens, this nuclear envelope are in continuation with another membranes, and these another membranes are called as ER or endoplasmic reticulum. Now what is the function of this nuclear envelope? This nuclear envelope, it separates the nucleus from the cytoplasm. Okay. This nuclear envelope, however, is not continuous, and it consists of pores between them, and these pores are called as the nucleopores. These nucleopores, they are allowing the transfer or the movement of molecules from inside the nucleus to the cytoplasm. Okay. Also, this nuclear envelope, it encloses a ground fluid substance, and this ground fluid substance is called as the nucleoplasm. Okay. This nucleoplasm has basically two structures within it. The first is the Nucleolus, and the second is the chromatin. So the chromatin are actually thread-like structures. The Nucleolus, however, it is the undefined region of the nucleus. Okay. So this Nucleolus are actually rich in two things. The first is the RNA, and the second is they are rich in proteins. So this Nucleolus are also called as the factory of ribosomes. And what is the function of ribosomes? Ribosomes, they help in the formation of proteins. So this was about the second structure called as the nucleus. Now we will be dealing with the third structure called as the cytoplasm. So the part of the cell which is present between the plasma membrane and the nuclear envelope is called as the cytoplasm. Now this cytoplasm is also of two types. First is the inner granular mass is called as the endoplasm. Okay, while the outer clear fluid, it is called as the ectoplasm. Okay. So this cytoplasm, it consists of a ground substance which is called as the cytosol, and this cytosol, it consists of amino acids, okay, and it also consists of various other cell organelles. What happens, this cytoplasm, it also consists of various fibrous proteins, and these fibrous proteins, they form the cytoskeleton. So this was about all the three structures. The first was the plasma membrane, which is a semi-permeable membrane, and what is its function? That it allows only selective molecules to pass through the cell. Okay. Second was the nucleus, which was a spherical and central located unit, and its function is to control the transmission of hereditary characters. And the last is the cytoplasm, which is the fluid which is present between the plasma membrane and the nuclear envelope. I hope you like this lecture. Keep watching, share this video, subscribe the channel.